So,
Yeah.
okay, so this is the 2005 team with Lee there as well. So there we are. And that's when we went to San Jose. Was that San Jose Slam? Was that a,
Yeah.
or
I think
was
it was about, I think it was about,
it was about?
or yeah, or maybe the finals knowing us because we were
Yeah.
already a team.
Yeah, we were like, hey, hi, we are Team Palo Alto. Who are you?
And we would go to everybody's finals.
Well,
We were good for
that's
that.
just good research, you know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Dude, and strategy, like,
Uh,
because you can watch somebody and like he'd be like, he barely won, he barely made it. What's their weakness? What's their good poem?
mhm. So this
Yes.
is bout one. Okay.
One. Yeah.
So the teams in this bout, and we had, you know, the fortune to be in the same venue for both of our bouts, which isn't always how it goes.
You know what I'm saying?
You're at one venue and you're at a totally different venue, and then you kind of hear the word on the street about like which venues are preferable and which are difficult. So ours was actually pretty preferable. It was a stage kind of setting, which was perfect for us because our stuff tends to be more theatrical anyway. um so let's see, it looks like August 10th we were going teams Modesto, Florida, us, Palo Alto, Chicago, and
Chicago Green Mill.
oh yeah, San Francisco wasn't that bout. Um,
Yep.
okay, hold on one second. I gotta let a cat out. All right, so break it down.
Okay, so in this bout, we're going against South Florida, which was, as we would say in slam, this is what we call a red shirt team because it's a new team, probably their second or third nationals. Modesto, which again was a semi-new team,
Mhm.
um, uh, with some, some decent poets who definitely wanted to go to Nats,
Yes.
and Chicago Green Mill, which is old school. It's just like, they had um Alvin Lau, Tim Cook,
Mm.
like this is a strong team. And San Francisco with, another strong team. Though I'm wondering because um I think that year JK wanted to do something that wasn't Charles.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So yeah.
Try
So him
so
and
yeah,
D.
different coaches have different styles really in how they do things and their strategy and how they run their teams. And so um I think I think he in particular had had enough experience that he was just ready for something new.
Yep. And so probably also because the last time he was on the 2004 and 2003, and they kind of had a problem at their finals in 2003.
Hmm.
And yes, all I can say is cocaine's a hell of a drug. Now, so in nationals, you have to take the one in both bouts or the two on the one, and hope that is hopefully your bout was high scoring because um a high two is kind of like because remember they had a point kind of spread, so it's kind of like in our bout we took the two and we got this much,
Yeah.
and they would kind of margin they would put that next to somebody else, and whoever was got the most points, they were higher on the second, you know what I mean? So I guess what I'm trying to say is just because if you took the two and the two, that doesn't necessarily mean that you made it, but you can if your bout was high enough scoring.
Yeah, if like they were handing out 30s, you know, a lot of the nights, you
Hmm.
know. Um, yeah, definitely. It's rare, but it does happen. But a guarantee would be a one and a one. A two and a one. Didn't we get a two and a one? And
Hmm.
we got to
Yeah,
semifinals.
got semis.
Hmm.
We but our bouts are high scoring too. It was one of those like no one was catching us. That
Yeah.
like in but in what was I gonna say? It was in 2004 we took the three and the one and we thought there was a chance we could make it because um our one was a high scoring bout,
Hmm.
and I think our three was a high scoring bout. So it was kind of like we had a chance, and And she was never heard from again.
It was it, but we barely didn't make it. We were like
Yeah, barely. I think it was like
we were
us in
like the
Hawaii were like
cutoff.
really
Yeah.
close. Yes.
Yeah, we
And it
barely
was
did
like,
make it. And that was our
man,
rookie team kind of going
and
in.
you
So
know,
that was pretty exciting. Yeah, just put a pin in it. But Lee, we should do an episode soon about just like the crazy bout and the rebout and what an uproar that
oh
was.
my God. That's
But
when we have to have a guest person.
for sure,
Like a guest. Yeah,
it's
like
fun
and
to
there's
go.
definitely somebody, yeah, oh my God, somebody
That would
somebody who was there and
be.
like
I don't
dude,
remember
that
where the Southwest Shootout was in 2005.
you know, and it's like
It
I'm
wasn't
just
Fight
kind
Club in
of like,
2006. I don't remember where it was.
yeah, it's weird too, because
About that.
we went in 2005, and I was so big on like, oh, we have to go because we went in 2006, we went in 2004. I don't know what. It must have been in a weird place
Yeah, I don't remember. I'll have to think on that.
because we were, yeah, I think that also, and we knew that we were going to drive to Albuquerque and we couldn't do it twice.
Yeah,
Because
that would make
2004, we
sense.
had some funding,
Yes.
and because we all drove together.
Yes.
Except for, did Mark meet us there and drive back?
Um,
I think so, because I think driving up, I think it was just me, you, and Simona, and maybe Eric.
yeah, I don't remember. Mark probably flew. Yeah.
Yeah, see, you're like me. It's like, hey, you know my favorite Mark Fun?
I
You know,
don't. I don't remember everything,
you remember who came with us? It's like, yeah, no,
This is why we're doing
it's
this
like,
now before we all lose our
yeah, yeah,
mind.
exactly, exactly. It's like,
Um,
but you know what? I can see the hotel in my head
I mean, yeah.
really clear, and that walk we would walk that had that they had that kind of outdoor mall, and we walked
Yeah,
all the way
I
to the
remember.
end.
It's
We
like
timed ourselves, and we walked all the way back.
yeah.
It
Well, like
was like really nice.
let's
Oh,
talk
go
about
back to that.
about a little bit. So
Yes. Yes. We'll go
in
on
this
and on.
first bout, so we did a I remember Eric. I remember like the strategy of having Eric go up solo after our team piece, you know, uh, was a discussion, right? Because we were like, well,
Yeah.
people like feel Eric after my poem, right? you know, um,
Yeah, yeah, like exactly. It was oh, because we did the Berkeley push, but we usually do is a Palo Alto push, which is you start with a team poem, and then your second poem going up is one of those people from the team poem. But we did the Berkeley push, um, and that was so after uh tongue ties, which is first, we should explain this since 2005 until I think only 2005. No, 2004 too. I don't remember. Is it wait? Yeah, 2004 too. They did 3x5, which was 5 teams, 3 rounds,
yeah,
as opposed to before it was 4 teams, 4 rounds. That would allowed more people to take part in nationals, etc.
yeah.
But it made the bouts a little bit shorter. But I like 3x5. I was fucking good at it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh, I love 3 by 5.
um,
I still think it's
so the
the best show, personally.
yeah, it's so the first round
So it's tongue
you had to
ties.
do the draw,
Yeah.
and but we drew the C,
hmm
and so
That's good. And that's a
technically
good
that
draw, right? Like
yes,
the A
exactly.
draw is everybody's nightmare.
Yes, because you're kind of fucked. I mean, like,
Yeah, you
and
kind of
luckily
are.
it even you even wrote down so example, since we drew the C, that means we go up third the
Yes.
first round,
Yeah,
fifth the second round, and second the last round.
exactly.
Modesto, which drew the A, they went up first, third, and then fifth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like and Florida drew the B,
hmm
and Chicago drew the D,
Yeah.
and San Francisco the E.
Yeah. So,
And yeah,
so if you look at the scores, right, there's a huge point increase with the Palo Alto's um, piece. So one thing that we were really good to, we were really good at was team pieces, right? And this is a perfect place
yes.
in that C spot to put a team piece. And we really kind of, I mean, the poem is great, but I mean, it's like comparatively, right? When you have two
Yeah.
coming as individuals before, right? By the third, having a team piece is like, whoa, like,
Yeah, exactly, exactly. You
so,
know?
and you see there's a score dip after that, right? And the only
Yes.
other person is JK at the end who kind of had a high score as well because they're a huge performer, right? Um
You got point one higher than us. Just point one. Fuck
yeah.
that guy. I like him.
But I mean it's
And
like
if you compare the scores, we got 9.3, 9.6, 9.7, 9.8, 9.9. He got 9.2, 9.5, 9.8. Oh, never mind. I thought there was a seven there.
mhm,
No. Oh, that's a nine. Never mind. I thought he
nine.
got a seven.
Yeah, he got nines. Yeah.
Fuck him. Uh, and Ruby went up and they got a you can even see like round one, Modesto went up, sent up Ruby, really nice woman.
Mhm,
She got a 26.2.
mhm,
So it's 8.5, 8.5, 8.5, 9.2, and a 9.5.
mhm.
Right. So then Florida sent up, I don't know what that says, but 26.4. So it's probably a little bit better, but
Yeah.
not much better.
Yeah. I was gonna
Then
say
we came up
11.2. Yeah.
29.1.
Yeah.
So massive jump.
Mm,
And then, who had to follow us? I like Tim Cook, he's a nice guy, but he had to follow us. He got a 26.5.
mhm.
But
Yeah.
playing off of Tim's poem,
Mhm.
they sent JK, you got a 29.2.
Yeah.
So we're in a high second so far. But I know me, and at the time I'm probably just like, no, we've got to get San Francisco, we've got to beat them, right?
Mm,
Um, yeah, like, and second round they sent a Kat Dietrich,
mhm.
who later went to go marry our teammate Chris Bundy, who's in
That's
the
right.
photo. See,
That
that's Chris.
that's facts. Um, yeah, so they sent up Cat. Cat got it looks like she got nine. She got an eight, right? Let's see. Oh wait, hold on, but this is a different. So actually, if you're looking at the scores here,
28.4.
20. Well,
This
I'm
is
looking at the numbers next to the names, right? So in the second round, it would be Chicago, then San Francisco, then Modesto, right? Isn't that what it indicates with that number?
see, you're right, you're right. Yeah, he
Yeah.
went Tim first and then D Silence.
Mhm.
Reverend, yeah, that remember that one.
Mhm.
And yeah, we went last that round.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
poor Eric. Well, it's too bad he got a 27 too.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I understand. Yeah. But if you
Oh,
look at
but oh
but Lee, if you look at the scores though, I mean, he's got steady nines, across the board.
yeah,
Like we've
yeah,
we we've
digging
broken
through.
through, right? Because usually, so there's this thing called score creep, right?
Yeah,
Scores progressively get higher as the bout goes on, right? So we've kind of broken through by the second round because you see, if you're looking in the first round, you're seeing eights
yeah,
a lot, and you're seeing lots of eights, lots of nines, and then we kind of are getting into nines, 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 right?
yeah. That and all gives as far as where we're at.
Mhm.
The team above us is at a 57.7. So they're 1.5 ahead of us.
Yeah,
The people behind us, 54.8,
yeah,
53.
yeah.
Get on stage.
It was close between us and San Francisco in this bout, and it would be
Yeah.
unlikely that anybody would really catch up, even if you're looking at the final scores, right? San Francisco and us are very
Yeah,
close,
exactly.
and then it's what Modesto, right? 82.6, 82.1.
Yeah, no, they were gonna catch us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, a 2 point lead, it's unlikely it happens, but it's unlikely that you're going to come back from that. Like you're gonna beat, a 2 or 3 point lead. You're kind
Because there's that game of averages.
Yeah,
Because it's kind of like, well, like if you're averaging this and you're two behind, like if you stick with the average, you can't catch up.
yeah,
And that's what I liked about 3.5 because by the second round, you knew if you're going to win or not. Like,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
kind of like, and me, I knew by the first. I'm like, if I can hit you hard enough, like, you're not going to catch up. We're just going to be gone. And you're
yeah.
not going to have that fourth round to go, okay, we've got one small. Nope, that was it. Oh,
Mhm.
anyway, so like, the last round, they did, oh, Dave Perez. So
26.7. So that was a big dip for their team. That then we're seeing eights again. And then we have
Dave, didn't he ended up on San Jose later?
I was gonna say he lives in San Jose now.
Yeah, he ended up being on the team.
Mhm.
That's interesting. Uh, and this one last that round, and it's good because they ended up getting the highest of their team, and it was a Geek Love.
Yeah,
I don't remember. After Ruby and Kat, they're just I don't remember any of the faces.
yeah,
Seriously.
true. Yeah, if they weren't
Um,
weren't kind of regular around people, or they didn't stick around, it's kind of hard.
how we raised the scores and they down and they didn't come back.
Uh-huh. And then they did, and then they.
After the first round, after the first round, there weren't any more behinds.
Mm-hmm. So it's like morning after 27.8, so kind of higher, not super high, um, but enough, right? Because you guys hit really hard
Yeah, it
at
kept,
first.
yeah.
Um,
And then we were steady. We were 27-2, 27-8,
yeah.
where, other people were like 28, 26. I mean, we were steady.
Hmm.
So that actually helped us a lot.
Yeah. And I mean,
And
if you look at San Francisco, they're pretty steady too. They have 28.
yeah.
Yeah. So they're
Plus,
pretty steady.
plus Lau followed you. Jesus.
What was that?
Lau followed you too, which is like, funny. And Stephen Meads, they tied, really.
Hmm.
That's anyway. So like as you can tell, listener, our strategy at the time was you hit them hard and then you just steady.
Yeah.
Like the next poem doesn't have to be as good, but try to like match it, try to get close enough.
Hmm.
And we were successfully able to take the two in this bout.
Yeah.
And because it was a moderately high scoring bout, we were kind of safe.
Hmm.
But then that was on August 10th. Now
So yeah, we can
we're
look at
on
the next
to
one.
August.
I did want to say something though. So the thing about something that I know we did on our team, and I haven't heard other teams doing this. They might have, but like I know that we kind of had an insulated kind of thing. Like, we occasionally we have
Yeah,
like a poem, like maybe we'll switch it out for this, maybe we won't, but we weren't following anybody and we didn't want to. We usually
yeah,
go into bouts knowing what we were going to do and
yeah,
in what round we were going to do it in. So, it kind of took some of the stress
yeah.
because we knew what we were doing. We could prepare for it. We had been practicing it, so it's like you didn't have to like pull a poem that you were like, I'm not really feeling that, but I'm doing it, right?
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
also, I like the 3x5 format because there's more of an opportunity for like storytelling. And I feel like that was kind of part of
yeah,
what we did too. Like we kind of would set up our set in a way that
yeah,
was
exactly.
like,
Yes.
this is who Palo Alto is. It was kind of like a little
Vignette.
vignette, yeah, a little vignette of like who the team was and what we stood for. Like you
Yeah,
could tell like, oh, we're individuals who were just put together on this team. It's like we are like a team, right? And that was something that we really like. That was part of our values, as a team.
you know,
Typically with like a
exactly.
typically with like a 4x4 format, it's like you're matching people, in each round. Like you're like,
You
okay, like this
like
is matching against this person, is matching against this person, and matching against this person, right? 3x5, I think, is, I don't know, to me more creative and more artistic, right? But that's just my opinion.
exactly. No, you're right. It takes what happened right
Oh,
now? I'm still
sorry.
there, am I?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it just no, sorry. I was um it is, it's more of a I liked it, and I like the fact that people who were veterans in slam and new badges, etc., have to start all over again.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like so before it was like yeah, it's kind of like I'm glad that like, when like we were running a team and like, okay, you guys are in charge, they decided to change the way the format was because then we were like, oh, I'm as lost as everybody else.
Yeah.
So I can like grab onto this. So it was good. It was
Yeah.
like I liked it a lot. A lot of people didn't like it, and they're like, but
Well, they
I
eventually
like,
moved
dude,
it back, didn't they?
yeah,
They
and
changed it to
like
4x5, which
I like that
I
kind of
was
things
not a
like
fan of. I didn't
yeah,
like.
plus 5 teams. It was fun neat.
It's
No, I
exhausting.
think it was.
I mean, 3x5 is, I think,
Exactly.
a show. It has more energy. It's quicker. Um, like to me, it's a better show. It's a better run show. I mean, four by five, it's
Yeah,
just like, oh my gosh, like it feels long, it feels exhausting. That's just my opinion.
exactly. Like, can we go home now?
No, no, can we
Like,
go home now? So
oh
let's look at bout number two. So um
yes,
they do the bout draws randomly. However, it's not uncommon for multiple Bay Area teams to be in the same bout, which makes sense, right? Because you don't want a semifinals or a finals of all one region, right? You want like a good spread, of representation. So once again, we are in a bout with a Bay team, so this time
yes.
though, we ended up drawing the E.
They
Lucky.
used to get pissed, by the way, and the Bay used to get pissed. They said, "Oh, it's a conspiracy. They're trying to take us off the." Yeah, they used to like trip when we would go against each other, but it would happen all the time. But when you have a lot of teams and you want a good show, and we had strong poets, but at the same time, you also didn't want like the first slam where like was it San Francisco took second and Berkeley? No, San Francisco took second and San Francisco, no, Oakland took San Francisco took third. With two big teams in the top five, it's yeah, they
Mhm.
want to avoid that again,
Yeah.
and I don't blame them because it's kind of like what, it's kind of sound the same.
Hmm.
Like, oh, here's the star. So like, but anyway,
So about
it
number two,
oh,
we get the five, which
ooh,
is
they
great,
got
great for us. Um,
well, we go to Lizard Lounge, Atlanta, Columbus, Oakland, and Palo Alto.
I mean, that is a pretty
Look at
good bout.
these names.
I was gonna say this is a really,
Yes, dude.
really, really
Dude,
strong. So one thing too that's fun is when you see kind of the teams and who's in each bout, right? There's some bouts you're like, ooh, I really want to go see that one because like who's on the team. And if it's a
yeah, like
good show, like to me, this is a good show,
this is a really good show.
yeah.
I gotta post this one. This one was dope. Like, look at this. Like, man, there's Marby's in there, Ayoke's in there, like Scott Woods, dude, like Mac Dennis,
Mac.
like, and um, dude, they have girls in.
You trend.
Wow, there's a lot of scores.
Mhm.
Jesus Christ, dude. It's one
I
of
was gonna say
those,
the scores,
it's
man.
like, dude, 28. Dude. Oh,
I was
let's talk
gonna,
about the bout. So,
yeah, let's talk about
it,
it.
round one, I can't see who drew what, but we probably drew well.
Oh, well,
Oh, we drew the
we
E.
got the E, yeah.
Yeah. And yes, we opened up with Minuteman.
Okay.
And
Oh my gosh, let's
yes.
talk about Minuteman for a second. This was a wonderfully crafted poem, um, and one that was, I guess it was like a labor of love, a lot of work
Yes, my
went into the
God.
poem.
So much.
Yeah, a
I
lot.
am not a knockoff Tofakante.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was like a challenge, and it was Mark and Eric. matched together who were brilliant and great friends, but it was like they had
Yeah.
this kind of energy and animosity, which was great. And then also Lee,
No.
one thing that I really liked about this piece too was, you could hear, like, you had this vision, this audio kind of, approach where you kind of had like this choral, kind of aspect to it in the background, these kind of, Greek chorus happening. I mean, that's kind of what it felt
You know,
like, right? And,
yeah.
so there were us were like kind of off stage
Yeah, we
saying,
were behind the curtain.
yeah, we were behind a curtain, which was great. I mean, like, this is an example of when a venue is good, like when a venue supports
Yes.
your poem, like, because it's like we couldn't have planned that better, right? you know
Dude,
we were
remember how like
like
the Eric
to
said,
the side, right? But having that curtain there,
dude,
brilliant.
remember Eric said Mark jumped off the stage and Eric was doing a poem over his head. Dude, that
Yeah,
was
I know,
so
and we couldn't
funny.
see any of it because we were behind the curtain, right?
Dude,
But
dude. And like
they
and
brought
like
it,
and you
right?
started, yes, and like in the end we uh you were describing what a Minuteman was. Um I think I was saying God Bless America, and so was Tracissima, and that's when I knew Bunny was in it, and so was Bunny, just God Bless America, and he had to say for all,
Yeah.
which is like, yeah, we were nice because he didn't have to be in that part, but anyway, it
Yeah.
was like that was actually, yeah, yeah, yes, and it scored a
20.
8.2, 9.0, 9.4, 9.5, and then 9.7.
So it
And it
tied with
was
Oakland.
3 minutes exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yes, in Oakland, that was Mac Dennis got 27.9,
Mm-hmm.
and Scott Woods got a 27.3, and Marilyn, whoever she is, 28.1. Wow, they started off ahead. And
Oh, this was a close
uh
bout. I'm looking at it
yeah,
now. Like, these are close scores. Holy crap.
yeah, dude. So after Minuteman, yes, we were doing the Palo Alto push in a way, but not really. I was in the poem, but I wasn't. So then I went up to war stories. That was an interesting. Wow, oh yeah, me and Eric got to 28.
Dude,
Um,
dude,
so
close.
yeah, that's a good score.
So it's like 29.
Wow.
This was
And then
super close. If you're
Marty
looking
got a
at the scores,
27.7.
this could have been anybody's game, really, if you're looking at it.
Yes, dude.
This was
Yeah,
like, so,
look at that. Look at it. Aaron got a 28.6.
mm-hmm.
And who is this? Richie something he got a one. Yeah, you're right. This is really going. I think
Super close. Yeah,
what
this is like by points, tenths of points,
oh
make
my
make a difference.
God. Dude, we barely this look at the numbers hurt. So Boston came up with Kit Yao and she got 28 uh and so that puts us at that time we were tied with Oakland
Hmm.
for first.
Hmm. Yeah.
And then the last round, they put up he did a daughter poem, got a 29.
Hmm.
Jeff Trencher did his poem, he got a 28.3. Um, and oh, it's Jeff and Jason. This is Jason. Is
Oh,
it
yeah,
King
yeah.
Piece?
I think it must have been. I don't recall that.
Yeah.
I don't recall that piece.
Yeah, it's exactly. Neither do I. And it's just like, Aoki got a 28.6. And oh, she matched me. Oh, I see you. I'll see you in 1 year and finals day. And Columbus Rose. I
Mm.
remember her. She did children poems. She got a 28.6. It's really high. And then Caligula 6 came up and we're like, all right, gotta shut it down. And what is that? A 20? Yeah, it's 28,
28.8.
28.8. Yes.
Yeah, 28.
And
Hey, but
and
look,
that's what
look at the
and
time.
look at the time too.
I was gonna say, I was gonna say,
255,
I was gonna say,
259,
yeah, I was gonna say
3 minutes.
the times, But I think all of the times
The
here are really
replay.
good, actually. Um, like you can tell that folks, are
These
national.
are professionals.
They're like national professional people because they know how fast
Exactly.
homes are, you know.
Exactly. And how to
They're not going to
like,
go overtime.
exactly.
Yeah.
Wow, that's just crazy. Like, look at that. And like,
So I mean,
ooh,
so
we
it
were
was.
really
I don't remember like being stressed about this bout, but like I said,
no, not at all. Like
we
we
go in
were
like a
like,
little
I don't know, we
bubble
should have
and we
been,
have a job to do and then we do it and then
yeah,
we're like, oh, we won. So,
yeah, like, and like, and but I even remember, even though I like JK, we after our first bout, he goes, "You guys did really well. All you need to do is take the one tomorrow,"
mhm.
and which is what we did. And sadly enough, they didn't make it to
I was gonna say
semifinals.
they take a three in their next bout?
Yes,
Yeah, that's
yes,
what I thought.
yes, yes. So like, that's what you get. Like it's just,
And that, well, like that,
but
that's a little challenging. So it's like, after day two, because it's like day one, people who got the one are like, yeah, we got this. And then dreams are crushed. And then you're
yeah,
like,
exactly.
oh,
Dude.
so,
Like
man, since you
like
can't repeat
when you're
home.
out of it, yeah, dude, or even worse when you're out of it the first day, and that only
That's
happened
hard.
once, and that
Yeah.
was in 2004, where I was like, they were not feeling Kim that, I mean, KJ that year. I don't know why, because she did so well before.
I don't know why either, but that's kind of the way it goes sometimes, you
You
know?
know, exactly. Because sometimes we're like, I get it. Sometimes we're like, you're a genius. So it's like, so
Yeah.
like,
And
but
KJ,
I mean, that's
KJ
why it
can
was
rip
also,
it, but if the audience doesn't get it because she's such a like
dude,
cerebral writer, it depends on
yeah,
factors,
exactly. And kind of like how,
she's
but
like a
so
poet's
wait,
she's a
so
poet's poet too.
the problem was we took the one, I was complaining all summer saying you need one other uh team piece
Mhm.
and or another, and we didn't have one. Like, and they, it was only 3 by 5, so Eric said he would go up, and did we send up? Yeah, we did send up Eric.
In the
And
semifinals or
yeah, like that's just
oh,
brutal.
all right.
Just,
Ooh, okay, hold on. I have to download this other one
oh my
that you just sent.
God.
So
My
yeah, wait, hold
God.
hold up a second before we talk about semifinals though. Um,
Oh my God.
so I want to talk about we won this bout. And I mean it was close, right? So we won this bout. I remember going out afterwards and it felt really good, right? I remember, didn't we go did Mark buy everybody champagne? Like we went to like a
Yeah, dude.
and we had a
So much
big
fun.
long table
Yes.
and every time we saw a babe poet, we called them in
Yeah.
down and have champagne with us, you know. Um,
Yeah.
and like that's one thing that I love about Mark. Like Mark would, Mark's like, come on, like
Yeah.
right, like he's a
Come
very
on. Yeah.
jovial kind of guy and got along with everybody really. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, like I remember that, and also, well, it was cool because at the time I was still 20, so I was like, I'm drinking champagne, like this is so mature.
Oh, that's right. You were 20.
I
Jesus
was,
Christ.
I know I was only 20 then. Isn't that crazy? Ay, ay,
So
ay.
weird because, like, well, yeah, 2004, I kind of see you as a teen. 2003, 2005, that you were kind of grown by then. But you're only 20? You weren't grown.
Well, it was August. I mean, I think I was about to turn 21.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh my God. You're a kid.
I know,
That
it was
actually
a
was
little
good because
baby.
we went to the party hotel that night. I remember that. And we
Oh,
were like,
that was a sad night, Lee. I can't go into details, but
oh, I remember that one was
that was that was a
wasn't it the semis? Wasn't that?
No, it was. Yeah, sorry, it was after semis. You're right.
Yeah,
That was my
yeah,
sad
we
because he
were,
was
yeah.
still in the game, so I couldn't do anything. I
Mhm.
couldn't go. I
And
couldn't go
people
party.
were all up on it,
Yeah.
and people were all up on it. And then like, um, where did I go? Oh, I went to go visit. I never forget Billy in Chicago's room, and
Mhm.
it was that one woman who said she had about she said she was going to feature with us, and I said no, remember?
I
And
don't
she freaked
remember.
out with, remember she freaked out with Charles, and it was like, you make us all look bad. I'm like, I sent the email saying I proof that, like, I said no, we already had a feature, and I forgot her name.
I
Short black hair,
do not
and
recall.
she was in the animation, and she
Oh,
was so
from
snide.
Chicago. I know who you're talking
Yeah, yeah,
about.
she had a name like
MF,
something,
I think. No, maybe.
something like in like, oh, and then we went to a room to smoke pot, and she was like, Billy, I need some time alone. And I'm like thinking, you guys like what the fuck? Like, anyway, so the last bout was in
So
the
let
semifinals.
me go to the last one. About three. Okay. Screen share. Okay, so
They
this
lose.
is the following night. So what happens is they post the the final semi scores, or whoever makes it to semis, and everybody crowds around. It's like, who's the lead in the play? Everybody like
Yeah.
crowd around. Oh my gosh, ooh, and so and it's always in one kind of location. Everybody's like, chatting around. So we made it to semifinals, and then we saw who the teams were going up against are. So we have Fort Worth, heavy hitter. We have Berkeley, another Bay team. Imagine that, right?
Mhm.
And
You know,
let's see, we
and
have
Urbana.
Anna and Mesa with Corbadine. Uh,
Yep, and Urbana had Taylor Molly.
yeah, and Urbana had Taylor Molly.
So it's a heavy team. Yep, it's a heavy team, dude.
Yeah,
It's a heavy, yeah, like
yeah. Lucky was on Berkeley.
wow, looking at the, yeah, it's
Yeah.
scored higher than that. She did us.
Mm,
She got 28-7.
apparently so. I wonder what she did.
I know, because no comment. So nice person. At
I love Lucky.
the highest score.
Lucky was on our
Yeah, the
team
highest score.
in 2014. I love Lucky.
Yes. And the team was lucky in 2009 and 2010. And okay, so
So let's
for
take
the one, drew the absolute one. And I'll never fucking forget. When we do the draw, I let everyone draw first and I draw the last card. And it's like, why? Because from my standpoint, statistically speaking, whoever's going to pick up before me has more of a chance to pick up a higher number than I do in my head, because technically it's a flip of a coin and anybody can get anything. But if there's five people, it's not even. So there's a chance. So I was waiting. And the four looked at me, and then he looked at the card, and I waited. And when I was going to get that card, he went and went and grabbed the card, because I'm like, oh, I'm going to get this one to the right. And he grabbed the same card and looked at me. I'm like, fucker. Because I'm like, dude, in my head, I'm like, this is one of those pivotal moments that's probably going to change everything. And it was, because, dude, they didn't last. That was the like, we were. And it was like, dude, I did a timeout 6-8. Combined team piece 26-3. We're
Yeah.
still ahead,
So
and
in this bout, we drew the dreaded A.
yeah, God, fucking
We
Christ.
drew we drew, but
Like,
you know what? But Lee, look, if you look at the scores, right? I mean, it was,
yeah, we were really,
I was gonna say, we put up a
yeah,
good fight, right? For an A.
yeah, until like, yeah, until like, I was in number one, and Jason went up, but he went after them. So Fort Worth came up and got a 29-2.
I was gonna say
Now,
Fort
how are
Worth.
you going to catch up with 26-8? You're
You're not.
done,
Yeah,
son.
I was gonna
But
say
then you're done. You're
you already
done.
know. Yeah, you already know. I mean, Fort Worth was like what 86 point something. I mean, like they were like 4 points ahead of
Yeah, like,
everybody. So, you know,
and
you kind of know by that because it's like 57.4.
exactly. Though that year somebody tried to say they were cheating, and I don't think so. I just think, you can lose to black people. It's okay. I mean, it's Fort Worth, big pot belly bats. Sometimes you lose. But like you're pissed.
Well, let's
Then
see.
we sent up mechanics
Hmm.
and got a 27.5, which is higher. Thank God. Actually, we no wonder I wasn't that depressed because
No,
we beat Urbana and Mesa consistently.
yeah.
Um, Berkeley, they started catching up, but they couldn't.
Mm.
But 22, I mean, so 27-2. Uh, no, 27. Um, for Worth, 28-2.
Yeah.
Lucky, 28-7. High at Berkeley, but still, oh, so they beat Fort Worth in that round, but still Fort Worth is at 57.4 and Berkeley's at 57.1.
I think that's
Like Urbana's at,
56-1.
yeah, yeah, it's
56-1.
50, yeah, 56 Berkeley, 57 for Fort Worth. Mesa, 53.9, and Urbana, 3.5.
I was gonna say we were ahead of
Us,
Fauna,
yeah,
right? And then, oh
53.
wait, but then the final round came.
Yeah, don't even, man, motherfucker. Like, dude. At least we
Yeah,
didn't take
so then
last.
then then the final round came and it was a pretty epic send off for a very well-known poet. Unfortunately, like I think if I mean unfortunately for us, I
Hey,
feel like if there wasn't something said at the
you
end of
know,
this person's
you got
poem,
to run
they
around. Yeah.
probably would not have gotten as high of the score as they got. But it was a
Yeah,
pretty
this person has been doing
sensational way to
poetry
end
since,
it. Yeah.
he's been doing slam poetry since like 8 10 started and shit. And like, if I'm gonna retire at the end of this poem,
It it
and I'll
was
never start
pretty
again.
it was pretty sensational, I will say. Because you're
It
like,
was
oh
a good
man,
move.
you
It was a
can't.
last move.
You can't, I feel like we would have had a better chance of being
Yes, I even
third or
told. No, I
something.
think I told it to CA when we moved him out in the back alley.
Yeah.
Um, and it was cool because we saw him say was a pleasure working with you and this and that. And you know what trips me out is, dude, he was in Philly, so you commuted like right on.
Yeah.
Um, but I said it was kind of like fighting somebody and you're winning, and right when you're about to do the final blow, they put like Derringer comes out of their hand and like,
Yeah.
like
That's exactly what it
what
felt like.
what we just
I,
and
f-
like
I feel like in the if things hadn't gone with Urbana in that very last one, I feel like it would be I feel like we would have had a good shot at being in third place. I really do.
wait,
Because
I got a question though. This is just your handwriting where it says
this is
Jamie
not my
Linson. Is
handwriting.
that
That's not my handwriting.
oh it's not? Oh, it's Simona.
Mm. It has
You're like,
to be.
and I'm like, fuck, I thought you wrote all this.
I didn't write that, no.
Damn,
I know what my handwriting is.
damn it. No, you don't. No,
Yes, I do.
no, I'm joking, but it says Jamie Linson and it goes God's rape. And I'm like, did somebody do a poem like that?
God's
Jesus.
Fort Worth, man.
God's rape.
Like
Yeah, and it got a
they do
24 and she was on
they do
fire for a second.
some hardcore shit.
But
So we
like,
ended
but
up we
like
ended up taking what 1, 2, 3, 4. We ended up taking 4 out of 5.
fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we didn't take last.
So we didn't take
Um
last, right? Like I said,
and
I feel like we had a good shot at third place. I felt like we could have made it happen. I feel like did
mhm.
what was Eric kind of bummed about his score? Do you remember?
Mm-mm.
No.
Because he kind of knew we weren't gonna make it. It's just he want to go up.
Yeah.
Like, but I said, I think it was a new poem, and I said, just do that,
Yeah.
like, and then him and Mark and what's his name again? The tall guy who looks like a basketball player,
Um,
um, who did a lot of beats on my couch for 2 weeks.
oh yeah.
He does
Mark?
poetry in Jamaica now and shit.
Mark? Is that it? Mark Marcel?
Yes, him. We can go live with him. Okay. The bald
He
head
does
dude
have
looked like
a
an
nice
Eminem.
voice. Now I'm
Um,
remembering it.
so
Nice.
they went up to a strip club. Yeah, they disappeared. And then Melissa got all nice stuff to go like, oh, it was like the end of pretty.
It was not like the
No,
end of Pretty in Pink at all. It was
no,
awful.
it was no, it was like no, it was like no, it was like the end of 16 Candles. Except for Ryan showed up with a date.
Yeah, no, yeah. So,
For your
I
birthday,
I
my new
don't
girlfriend brought me a
really.
gift.
So I've really not had like a lot of like slam poet relationshipies. Well, this
No.
In the United States anyway. So
Ooh,
I think I've dated more German poets than I have American ones. It's so funny.
Actually,
Um,
technically, yeah. Yep,
that's a story for another day. I like Germans, but yeah, there's always been one American poet that I've always been very fond of, off and on, and I was like, yeah,
get this huge
I
crush
am
on
so
him. It's
excited
huge.
now.
And he
I
was cute.
and
Cute,
now
cute. Looked like Ronald McDonald.
now
Yeah.
I miss that hair. Um, but now like
Now looks
I
like
got all my
Rick
stuff. I was like,
Richard.
we are out. I was like, we are out of the bout. I'm gonna go
Yes.
and
I like, go do your
claim my
thing.
person, right? And then I went to the hotel and they were all hugged up with someone else, and I was just crushed,
Who
just
was popular at the time. That's the
just
thing. Mo-
deeply, deeply
Motherfuckers
hurt.
just motherfuckers jump on like, you know,
And
there's used to be like the thing, you know?
oh, I am like a hopeless romantic, kind of person. I really, I always think I have something special with someone. I'm like, we have something special, and then it's like, nope, you're just one of the rotation. And that deeply hurt me. So I
No, that just kind of
I stumbled back to the church hotel, very,
and
very
then and the
sad and
and the
drunk.
and the and the door was
And
locked and she
I
couldn't
laid
get
in the hallway in
in.
front of the door crying. It was pathetic and sad.
My God,
Poor
the
20-year-old me.
sadness.
It hurt.
Then this evil demon, this demon comes and goes, "Hey, stay in my room. Don't get scabies."
Oh yeah, that's true. It's like, oh honey. And I was like, no, that's like the last
Oh,
person too, because they did me dirty too with that person. And I was like, I know, get away from me.
dude, you know what I'm saying?
I was like, no,
Oh, that's
I
right. You
just
told me
want
she
to be
get, yeah, it's
loved.
like, oh, dude, that was, man. And it was that, honestly, that night, I felt like an adult because, like, me and Simona were alone and, um, we did what we were gonna do. And then I remember we just stayed up in bed and watched TV.
Yeah.
Just in bed, and she was working on her homework, and I was helping her with the homework, and we just kind of like chilled. And I remember for like an hour and a half, we were just awake and like together. It was kind of nice. It was kind of like perspective. It was like, well, your work is done, you know. And yeah, I'll give her this, even though the breakup sucked. While I was being an artist, she did give me a lot of room and did support me in a couple ways. A couple ways she got really pissed off when KT slept on my couch and took off her bra.
Yeah.
But now that I'm older, that's silly. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I mean, this person, her, really? The girls gonna stay here. They have to respect me. It's just kind of like I don't even know. And it's C3PO. Like,
Yeah.
anyway, but like, good support and like we did well. Remember when we drove, we left together. I think everybody was in the car when we left. going back because it was more packed.
Yeah.
Um, and except for Bundy,
Yeah.
I
Bundy
think
went off
Texas.
with the lady love.
Um, that's right. That's when they ended up.
Yeah, that's when they got together.
Oh, wow.
The
That's good because
true
maybe
love really
before it
does
was a bit
happen in the
sad.
slime community. Just
Yeah,
not
they stayed together
for
too. It's nuts.
me.
Well, it's you know it's different. Well, it's I think it's hard being a good female poet. To being a female, it's I think it's kind of hard to be in a relationship with another poet because you get this kind of what's it called again? You've never seen it, but it's the original is good. You get the Star is Born complex
Oh,
where
yeah, that's
um yeah, like and usually I hate to say it, but if it's the girl, the woman,
yeah.
um yeah, the guy kind of like yeah, it's kind of yeah, it's it's easier for it might be sexist and you're recording it, but it's easier for a woman to um strive and do well under a man's shadow because they're looking at their own light. Do you know what I mean? Like your light's beautiful, honey, but I got my own light too, and I'm gonna work on this, right? But men, I won't say all because I would do this, but some men wouldn't do this, but most were like, if the woman does really well, especially in poetry and stuff like that, it's kind of like they can't live under that shadow.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They either have to be involved and help the person write and say, well, it's good because I helped you with it. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, how about no, she's just better than you. I mean, sometimes it happens. Like,
Yeah.
maybe you're good at soccer, right? Like, dude, UPS, Byron. Like, and I think like, but good poets are attract people. And like I think Molly was doing well that
Mhm.
and to this day people think she's a good writer. I think
I mean, I have no
it
ill
was
will towards her, at all.
yeah, I think yeah,
Not
but I
her
think
fault.
it's
And you had to
she
talk with
was just another great.
and you had to talk with him
Oh
and
my God, dude, man, dude. Why was
apologize.
she really talking to me? And I was like, you started with Molly,
I
right? He was like,
yeah.
what?
Oh
Dude,
man, I
you're
straight up
fucked up.
ignored him the next national kind of event that we were at because I was like, I don't like you
Dude, that
anymore.
was so funny. Like, oh my God.
I am
Like,
just as
ah,
I'm people think one
mm.
way, it's like we're not all like that.
Yeah, like, oh, it's
Oh, but that
yeah.
was the other thing, Lee. That was the other thing about this person too, was that he and I drove together to Austin.
Yes,
Remember?
yes, yes, for the
Earlier that
Slam Masters
year.
meeting.
That was the
Slam
thing,
Masters meeting.
is that
And like,
we went to Slam Masters
and
together in
let's
Austin
be
that
real.
year and
We
spent a lot
planned that
of
shit.
time. We spent a lot of time together and we were
We
like
planned that
pretty
shit.
much a couple there. Um,
We planned that shit. We were like, you like him? Yeah, here, I got this idea.
that was
Dude.
a fun trip, except for
And like,
Kansas is bad. But
wait, what? Who? Kansas?
I said driving like there's like just like as I recall like a big stretch of nothing um the way there, and I was like, this is so fucking boring. Um, but Austin was nice, and I mean, I remember that
You
being
got to kick with
so.
Rachel
I think
Griggs.
I kind of came to nationals a couple months later. This was like because that Austin was like in the spring, so I was like, oh,
Yeah.
we'll just pick up where we left off, right?
Yep.
Not happen.
And he was kind of like, well, no, just there's something more popular right now. Like, and she
But
was just, I mean,
our team did
no,
really
like no offense to her because she's a good person, a nice person, but there's a problem when if there's a white female who is um cute or a little bit above average in looking, if she is a good poet, suddenly she becomes a great poet. You know
indeed.
what I mean? Like people are like, oh, she's fantastic. And you're like, man, no, right? Like,
Did I
I
did that
like
ever happen to me?
no.
Because I don't know. I don't think people think ever thought I was great.
No, actually, no, wait. Oh yeah, yeah, especially in the Bay, people who know like your stuff, like yeah, and like especially in Germany, what do you think? What do you mean you don't think people think you're great? Man, shut the fuck up. Well, like, dude,
I never.
um, but we had said that, so you were known, like you were really known. It was just but we were like outcasts. We were so kind of untouchable. You know what I mean? Because like even if I featured, I'm like, okay, Melissa's gonna have to feature with me, or she's gonna open for me. You know what I mean? It was like, um, we were really kind of like, even after Nats, we are like, okay, let's prepare for the next year.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so I
Yeah.
think like, but I think, cool. Oh yeah, that's right. Albuquerque. That's right. Albuquerque won at Albuquerque, and I liked that. People got pissed at them. I liked their team.
No, that's the
We
way
met
it should
at
be.
Southwest Shootout.
Yeah.
I remember they came to Southwest Shootout um and I like the fact that we won our first bout. Like that was just like, man, it was good. It was good times and they had a good team.
Yeah, yeah.
Um
That was a good team.
oh, it was
I
fun and
that team, right?
and yeah, it was yeah, it was great. It was I can see them in my head. And it's funny because you guys, they look like a poster child of this is like a nice slant team. Like it's like, oh, we've got a mixed guy, we got a black guy, we got a Latino guy, another Latino. This is great. It's
Um,
Albuquerque. Like, anyway, I thought it was very good. And I think we did well and we carried ourselves with the kind of respect that we usually do. In fact, we only thing I wish we did more, and we would do it to support teammates. So we would go to the Rookie Slam,
mhm.
and we went to the Latino American Slam so Eric could do his poem.
Yes. I remember. Yeah,
And
we so at nationals um they have these showcases, right? And so
yeah,
you can go to the showcase and it's open, it's a non-competition and you sign up and it's like, a lot of times it's like marginalized parts of the community or things like that or
yeah,
kind of like creating space for different voices. Um dude, you
yes.
remember like okay, the Nerd Slam that first year in
2004,
2004,
2004. Yes.
nobody was there. Zero, nobody.
Nobody.
It was like nobody. I mean, there
Dude,
were people there, but like real geeks, right? And then I remember Lee, like in 2014, everybody was
I couldn't
at
even,
the
yeah, everybody
Nerd
was there.
Slam. It was crazy. You
Dude, I
couldn't
couldn't even,
sign up for the Nerd Slam because it was packed and like the list filled up immediately. That is so wild to me, you know?
like, dude,
That's
I
why.
couldn't even get on. Like, it was like, man, really? Really? Before it was easy. Like,
Mhm.
oh, he did the Muppets one. Like,
Oh,
oh,
I
and what's her name
love
was in the
that.
audience? What's her name I like a lot? She was host for Obama for a while. I really like her voice. She was with oh, she was with Chappie. That's right. Wow, and he died.
Oh,
I
Kristen
remember
Keith Aptowitz.
her voice, yes. Yeah, she was there. Because I remember when we said sunny day,
Even the
planes
Twin
took
Towers away.
goes away. She was dead. I'm like,
Yeah, damn. Oh wait, hold on, Lee.
you
I
were about
want
to go off.
no, 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 no. I'm not. I actually re-upped my pro. I just wanted to share this really quick with you. Hold on.
Oh wow. Yeah, dude, look at that. Oh man.
I love it. Hold on, I
Oh,
got.
look at Mark, dude.
I know,
I want to save this. Dang it.
look how cute. I can
Where's
send
the
you that.
save thing? Yeah, send me that. Look at that.
Super cute. I'm looking right now,
Oh,
like on my face. I have all these things from Facebook. Let me see if I can find any other things from around this time. Let me look.
I once was able to get I want to get my MySpace pictures down. And but that was like
Can you
6 years
not?
ago. Now I know I lost them. Some of them were good.
There
Now I
you
can't,
are
but
at Big Sur.
yeah. Oh my God.
Oh.
Oh no, there's oh we had the greatest food. Oh, look at evil Anthony in the background.
Oh,
Like,
You
ah.
could see that. He's like full like demon.
Dude, his eyes are all dark and stuff. Yeah, like
Ugh, I
it
can't
looks like Eric.
even.
It looks like Eric has a tumor with face on it.
Yeah.
Dude,
I,
that's
ugh. Oh my God, that fucking guy.
dude, dude.
Okay, wait, just one more. Just for nostalgia. Okay. E
Oh, see, look at that,
There we are.
dude.
Bay Area.
Man, we were on point.
You're totally on point.
And
Look
like,
at Mark too. Mark is like such a
yes,
like
dude, you fucking
dude right
love that.
now. He's like, hey.
Dude, best time that summer, and then I have to go and eat. Best
Mm,
time that summer is when we did our first bout at regionals, and we were quiet, and San Jose was freaking out because they wanted to win, but we still won by point one,
yeah.
and we were cool. We thanked everybody, and we're gonna go back to the uh, campsite and start cooking. And it was me, you, and Eric,
Eric
and
and Mark.
Bundy got in the car. And Trevor goes, allow me to reintroduce myself. And Mark was like, my name is Hope.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, I was gonna
dude,
say, like
dude.
the Black album, right? There
Yes,
like there were
dude.
certain albums that were like played on repeat, for and it was that album and it was the Games album that
Yes,
year that we were like hate it or love it,
yes,
underdogs on top. We were like
yeah,
on repeat.
yes, dude.
Yeah,
That was so dope. Oh
it
man.
was dope.
And everybody was there. Rachel was there that year. Everybody was there. And it was kind of like,
God, that was such a
ah,
good
so
show too. I'm so
blessed
sad that that doesn't happen anymore. That was a great show. One,
because of two people who weren't even involved,
yeah, but
I
it's
don't,
unfortunate because
but
it
then
was
again, now that we're older, looking back, it's like, yeah, a lot of these events are run by younger people you were just kind of like who are reactionary
yeah.
and go on. We'll talk about the next episode, but they stopped the West Coast regionals because in 2006 there was a fiasco, and or was it 2000? 2000 was it six? Was it? It was
No,
anyway.
'cause we were there in
Um,
2006, but maybe it was like the aftermath of that.
no, we were also there in 2007 because remember we had the straw team.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so that was a year where like the campsite was messed up, but like we had the house
Yeah,
and
that's
like
true.
yeah, and so people
They,
were freaking out and we are just kind of like, what? Like,
I
well, we have
passed
a
out. I remember
house.
passing out in the house in Carmel because I was like, "Ugh," and like
Yeah.
I think I got heat stroke, honestly. But the
Oh
yeah,
my God.
yeah, I swear to God,
And
because it was always so fucking hot.
Justin
Like
was
when that show
there,
happened, you're like, I'm outside in the sun all day.
like, dude. And like then they didn't like the camping site and they took them to court for
Mhm,
being charged for the site that wasn't good, and then with the people's court. And
mhm.
I'm like, really, really, like, is that? I'm not gonna say anything. It
Funny,
was just so anyway. They went to
funny.
people's court, and it was on TV, and now there's no West Coast regionals anymore.
It's
Um,
fortunate. It was a good
and it's
show.
not even a national, and it's like, I wish we can come together with the team and go to Kentucky Fried because it's the one we haven't gone to. We went to Charlotte, but we didn't go to Kentucky Fried.
There's like another
Was it
one
called Kentucky Fried?
in the South
Oh,
too.
was it called Kentucky Fried? Is maybe
Southern
it's called
Fried,
something else. Is it
Southern
called
Fried, Kentucky
Southern
Fried.
Fried? Yeah, I said Kentucky. Civil words, it's in the South, right? Like it
Um,
was,
there
yeah,
was that one. There's another
yeah,
thing
the Southern
that
Fried.
happens, I think, in the South too, another regional. And then like up here in the Pacific Northwest, they have like the Bigfoot regional, which I did that straw
Mm.
team from Eugene I took one year. I think it was like the first year they ever did it.
Yeah. Oh
Um,
wow,
yeah,
that
but
would be that would
and I told you like Steven and I had a great moment because we were like
yeah.
veterans there. And like that was a really
Yeah.
weird experience because we were so young back in the day. And we were like, holy shit, like we're like the old people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
um,
He's like, we're the veterans now.
I
This
know.
is
Well, I
new.
mean,
Never
it
said
was cool though because I was like, "Yo, Steven." Like it felt like a reunion. You know, Steve and I like never kicked it or anything, you know, when we were younger, but it was like one of those things like, "Hey, you're from like the same graduating class as me." You know.
exactly. Like, but uh
I'm probably gonna get
um
another job.
uh it's getting butter past the line.
It's getting butter, you have to sing it. It's getting butter
Butter,
past the line,
butter, past the line.
and then put it in the
It's
coconut.
getting butter. And you drink it all up.
Well, I was gonna say,
Butter.
Beatles really like Terry Nilsson, so it's a good
Like,
over. It's true. I'm not making that
oh
up.
my God.
Hey, I love you a lot. I'll talk to you soon.
Just
I'm gonna
get
go.
happier. That kind of sucks.
That's all good.
Oh, go to bed.
I am.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.